Slovakia. My mic was muted. I just noticed it. I thought it was volume. Yeah, I thought it was volume. My mic was muted. Slovakia. All right. Are we good? All right, Shalom. First off, I want to start by giving all praises, honor, and glories to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rachak, Wadash. I want to give double honor to the apostles and the elders, great millstone, who taught me this 100% truth according to the spirits to be Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai. Peace and blessing to the hopeful elect out there pushing this word to the four corners of the earth in truth and sincerity. To y'all, I say Shalom. And once again, I want to say, Call Hello, Yahweh Bahashim, Yahweh Shai, Bahashim Rachakwadash. Forgive me, the Harachakwadash, the Holy Spirit. To do the lesson on today, Lord, and it feeds and edify you, living the sheep of Yahweh Bahashim, Yahweh Shai, man. So we got a video. You see its title, They Are Being Conditioned to Go to EI. In parentheses, Esau. We are being conditioned to go to the Lord, part one. Right. And in this part, I want to go into how the masses of the people being conditioned, because being conditioned to go to AI, aka Esau, to worship AI, you know, because this is a video that I have. I'm gonna play this clip, and that's what Esau wants you to do. Ultimately, he wants you to worship AI. He wants you to get to that point with AI to where you'll be fine with receiving it inside of your body. He's really already conditioning the people, looking at AI as a sense of comfort. When we know the scriptures say that those that are trouble rest with us, pertaining towards these scriptures. You know, as a matter of fact, let me pull that, because that's what a rest is. If you're an Israelite, you know what I'm saying, you're an Israelite, you from the loins of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Your rest resides within these scriptures. Your rest resides within your power, Yahweh Bashman Rashad, and no other. All right, let me pull that. Let me see. Share screen. I try to put in just trouble and rest. Let me pull this real quick though. This is Romans chapter 11, verse 7. It says, What then? Israel have not obtained that which he seeketh for, but the election have attained it, and the rest were blinded. You see? And what is it talking about, that rest? You know what I'm saying? Because the brother Malak, I seen him break it down like this, because you can lose it in the sense of the aspect of the rest, like the rest of the nation were blinded, because they are blinded to receiving his understanding, but also the rest being what these scriptures, they was blinded to receiving the rest. You see? Because even when you read the next verse, it says, according as it is written in verse 8, Yahweh Shah have given them a spirit of slumber, eyes that they should not see, and ears that they should not hear. And let me go into that word slumber. If I'm not mistaken, the word slumber goes into meaning numb to salvation. Right? So the word for slumber in the Greek Strong's G 2659, cat and oxys, saying that right, says pricking, piercing, sorrow, insensibility, or torpor of mind. It said, hence a spirit of stupor, which renders their souls torpid or so insatiable that they are not affected at all by the offer that is made of salvation through the Messiah. You see? So it makes you, the Lord gave them the spirit of slumber. They are they're insensible. They can't gain the knowledge of what the scriptures that lead unto salvation is speaking about in 2 Timothy 2. You see? And that's the rest. The rest is within these scriptures. Then not Yahweh shall say, there will be trouble in the world, but in me it'll be peace. You know, the Lord said he will not leave us comfortless. How did he not leave us comfortless? By sending us these scriptures giving us the Harachakodash, the Holy Spirit, to go into these scriptures, because these scriptures bring forth rest. You see, right? But nevertheless, I want to get into this clip. I'm gonna play this copyright disclaimer real quick. But I want to get into this clip, this video by this guy, Nations Conspire. He be having some good stuff on there, but he was going into AI. He's going into AI because Esau got a godlike complex, and when you see this AI, all it's doing is replicating, the miracles of the Lord. But what Esau's trying to do with this AI is show you that he is God. He is the Most High. He could do these particular things just like the Lord can. He just had recently what he had just what they say, quote unquote, revive an extinct animal. You see, revived an extinct animal, and there's countless of the miracles he's doing on the left hand side that that's going to cause the people mind to be galvanized to looking at this man as a way of salvation. A man is a power. You see, he's a God, which he is. Yes, he is set up to be the power of the earth right now, but he's not the Most High. You see, and this is the mindset of Esau. You read about that in Obadiah. The pride of thine heart had deceived thee, thou dwellest in the cliffs of the rocks. You see, and in Second Thessalonians, we're going to be reading that. But let me play this right quick, and we're going to get to the video. Fair use, fair use. Now that we got that, let's get into the clip. So like I had this pulled up. Let me see. Let me just put his name in. Yeah, you should go. If you want, you can subscribe to this guy. He be dropping some good stuff. This is right here. Comprehend some of it, but here I'm gonna have it play out, and I'm gonna pause it, bring out any precepts that come to mind. But initially, we'll be touching into that Second Thessalonians pretty much. This is the Nations Conspire channel. Welcome to today's show. An Arizona victim of road rage who was killed in a road rage incident showed up in court through artificial intelligence to confront the person responsible for killing him. And this is the new normal that we're living in. We live in a world where the majority of people don't even know or understand what AI actually is. The government is speeding up propaganda. They're speeding up just the amount of overwhelming nonsense that they're feeding us on a day in, day out basis that people's brains can't even keep up with the amount of stuff that they're releasing when it comes to technology. And for anybody out there that's wondering, you should be paying attention to all of this stuff you're seeing with AI and summoning demons, because the creators of artificial intelligence don't deny that AI is literally summoning the demon, as most of you have heard many times over on this channel. And I'll play for you again. Even Elon Musk admitted that artificial... Because, just to go into too, because that's what Esau's doing. He's just tapping into his left-hand power, you see. And that's how we know that the only way to beat this devil, you know what I'm saying? Like it says in Corinthians, goes into how our weapons are mighty. You know what I'm saying? We battle against principalities and high places, wickedness in high places. Our weapons of warfare are not carnal, but spiritual. You see, so Esau's just tapping into his left hand side right now. As we see, that's what we see with this technology, this AI, things like that. Esau tapping into his left hand. But what happened during the time of Egypt? You see, during the time of Egypt, it was the same thing. During the time of Egypt, we had them. As a matter of fact, let me get this real quick. Let me pull this real quick. Oh, I spelled it right. Yeah, let me get this real quick. This is Isaiah 47, right? Isaiah 47:12, it says, which I'm gonna start at verse. Let me see. No, I'm gonna just get the point. This is Isaiah 47:12. It says, stand now with thine enchantments and with the multitude of thy sorceries, wherein thou hast labored from thy youth. If so be that thou should be a prophet, if so be thou mayest be able to prevail. You see, so this nigga Esau, he been laboring, he been toiling in this witchcraft that he's been doing. Because that nigga, he's gonna speak about that, how Esau's using his technology, which Esau said it openly already. Elon Musk, he said it, he's gonna play the clip. He said we're using AI to summon demons. You see, you know, so he's this nigga's a witch, he's a warlock, and all he doing is summoning demons with his AI, so on and so forth. You had a video about Elder Michael Allah. He was he had made a video speaking about kind of be mindful with using Chat GPT in particular AI avenues, because like you see in this, what you're gonna see in this video is summons demons. Not to say that, oh brother, that uses Chat GPT, you're summoning a demon because you looked up this on Chat GPT. Nah, but we know Esau uses these particular things to summon demons. You see, to tap into his left hand side. You see, because scriptures say everything is made in twos. This was all about. This is the battle of good and evil going on right now. Esau's, he's suiting up on his left hand side, and the righteous, and yet how much the elected the Lord, they're suiting up on the right hand side, right? And this is what making itself ready for their husband to turn, because it's already prophesied that Yahweh Shah will take this place out. I'll read it again. It says, stand now with thine enchantments and with the multitude of thy sorceries, wherein thou hast labored from thy youth, is so. If so be thou shalt be able to profit, if so thou may be as to prevail. Thou art wearied in a multitude of counsels. Let not the astrologers, the stargazers, the monthly prognosticators stand up and save thee from these things that shall come upon thee. Behold, they shall be as stubble, the fire shall burn them, they shall not deliver themselves from the power of the flame, there shall not be a coil to warm, nor fire to sit before it. And this is talking about Esau. This is talking about Esau's kingdom, this is talking about Esau's rulership. How what he's gonna do these certain particular things. He's gonna lean into his left hand side heavy in hopes that could give him the victory. But nevertheless, as we read in verse 14, it's all going to amount to the Lord still destroying him, because there's nothing Esau's going to be able to do to escape the judgment. You even see that's why I mentioned as a matter of fact, I'm gonna pull it. That's why I mentioned Pharaoh, because Pharaoh was in that same concept, right? Romans chapter 9, verse 17, for the scripture saith unto Pharaoh, even for the same purpose I have raised thee up, that I might show my power in thee, and that my name might be declared throughout the earth. And that's what you see happening. You see Esau with this technology, man, he's looking like a big bad wolf. He got this AI, and the shit AI could do, you can't even speak out against that nigga. It even, as I was listening to the video myself, it had me thinking like, dang, like this nigga Esau could really make a fucking humanoid robot. Like when we watch the video, we're gonna get into it. He could really make a humanoid robot and place your conscious. He could place your memories, whatever AI has cultivated together, memories, particular voice, and all that. He could place that in there, and that could be like a resurrection of a certain individual. And you're gonna kind of see that in this video, man. Esau's leaning deep into them enchantments and things like that, so he could prevail. All of the point of all this is to forward his new system, because the point of this AI, the point of this tech, they say we're in the tech age, the techno age. All the point of this is all leading to the sea hill. It's leading to this nigga trying to perform his enterprise. And the reason I want to put this Rome is because the Lord he's making him like this big bad wolf, making him think himself to be a god. You see, doing particular things on the earth. As you see, we see it happen before us right now, man. Esau doing all these things, these miracles on the left hand side, people being wild at it, amazed. Some people freaking out. Like shit, man, if he could do that, what else he could do? He's looking like a god. But that's how the Lord he want him right there. The Lord wants him right there. And as for the ones that are what you see happening is people, they're being conditioned to lean upon this nigga Esau. Because we're gonna get into Isaiah 36. My bad, Isaiah 31. Oh, but the brother Gadal put a scripture. Shalom, Yahweh, Shabbat. Oh, yeah, he got the Second Thessalonians. We're gonna get that out. We're gonna get that. Well, as a matter of fact, since he said it, we might as well pull it right now. So I'm gonna show the screen. This is Second Thessalonians chapter 2, verse 8 through 9. It says, "And then the wicked shall be revealed, whom the Lord shall consume with the spirit of his mouth." Right? And how is the Lord consuming him with the spirit of his mouth? By way of the prophets. You see, he did not he tell Jeremiah what he said, that I'll put my words in his mouth and you should go prophesy against nations. Right? So the prophets are here today pointing out the devil's bullshit. You see, pointing out the devil bullshit, pointing out these nations, letting them know they're gonna go into captivity for the atrocities they done to Israel, and rebuking the nation of Israel. Isaiah 58 or Isaiah 59 speaks about that. Cry aloud, show my people thy transgressions. You see? So it says, and I'm gonna keep finishing that verse. It says, and shall destroy them with the brightness of his coming. Verse 9, right? And verse 9 says, whose coming is after the working of Satan. And when you get that word working in the Greek, is energia. So he comes in the energy of Satan. Satan in the Greek is shaitan, which means adverse, right? So he's coming in the energy of adversity towards the Lord. You see, that's what he's doing. And then you keep reading, it says, and after the workings of Satan, with all power and lying wonders. You see, so like I gotta show that one because that's the bottom part of the verse. All power and lying wonders. You see, he's doing these wonders on the earth, right? And as since we're in this chapter, let's get to it because the chapter's titled "The Man of Lawlessness," right? The beast, Esau ate him. So as he was reading that, now let's read verse 10. It says, as a matter of fact, let's start up. Let's start up. As a matter of fact, no, I'm gonna read that. No, we're gonna leave it there. I'm gonna play the clip. I want to play the clip. I want y'all to see more before I say more. I want y'all to see say more. So like I want y'all to see more. But where was I at though? I'm gonna just play the clip. All right, because it's kind of lengthy.
Artificial intelligence is in fact summoning the demon.
I mean, with artificial intelligence, we are summoning the demon. You know those stories where there's the guy with the pentagram and the holy water, and he's like, yeah, you sure you can control the demon? Didn't work out. I mean, with artificial intelligence, we are summoning the demon.
See, and you see that right there. Esau's literally telling you that he don't know what the fuck he doing. He just told you. He just told you we're tampering with certain shit. We doing certain things on the left hand side. We going deep, but we don't know. We really don't know what we're really doing. Because and the reason Esau's doing this shit because the Revelation, Revelation 11, because the prophets woke up. So he's scrambling right now. Here it is, we in fourth quarter, and he looking at the playbook and he like, man, just try that. He's scrambling. That's why I pulled Isaiah 47. Stand now with thine enchantments. They're stargazers. It's not working. It's not going too well for him. So he's throwing all things at the wall. He's doing anything. You know, because at the end of the day, he wants to establish his NWO. He wants to establish his new world. You know what? And we know what it says about that, right? Which, as a matter of fact, let's pull that before we get back to the vid. Let's pull that, right? What's that? Job 20. This I read verse 5, Job 25. The triumphing of the wicked is short, and the joy of the hypocrite, but for a moment. You see, so the triumphing of the wicked is not going to be forever. As the scripture says, his inward thought is his house shall continue. Well, guess what, nigga? They're not going to continue because you're ruling the earth in complete utter wickedness. That's why when we read the Second Thessalonians, it says only he will let it to be taken out of the way. Only you able to do certain things on this earth because the Lord is allowing you, right? Because it gets down here, it goes into that, right? This chapter goes into Esau being taken out of power at the point to where he feels like he's made it. But I don't want to read this one. This is a good one, but I think it's Job 5. Yep, this is Job chapter 5, verse 12. It says, He disappointed the devices of the crafty so that their hands cannot perform the enterprise. Let's get that word devices, right? Get the root word. So device in the Hebrew, this devices or device in the Hebrew is chashab, chashab, and it says to think, plan, esteem, calculate, invent, make a judgment, which make a judgment means make a decision, imagine, count, right? To think upon, consider, be mindful, to think, to do, devise a plan. So the device of this devil, his plan, right? Ever reading thing. So like, let me go back. Right? Read it again, Job 5 and 12. He disappointeth the devices, the plan, right? The plan of the crafty. Who's the crafty? Esau, Edom. The crafty. You know what I'm saying? He's very deceitful, so that their hands cannot perform their enterprise. He taketh the wise in their own craftiness, and the counsel of the froward is carried headlong. You see, and that's what you see happening. This need Esau, the Lord is allowing Esau to do all this shit just so his ass could be destroyed. But what it's doing too is what? As we read in that let me get that real quick. Whom the God of this world, gospel be hid. I'm pull that real quick. Damn. It's like you. Right. 2 Corinthians 4 and 3, it says if our gospel, right? It says in 2 Corinthians 4 and 3, if our gospel be hid, it is hid to them that are lost, in whom the God of this world, right? The power, Job 9 and 24, the earth is given to the hands of the wicked. He's been set up as a power in the earth right now, in whom the God of the world hath blinded the minds of them which believe not, lest the light of the glorious gospel from Mashiach, who is the image of our power, should shine unto them, right? So the ones that are lost, right, the ones that the Lord gave over to the spirit of slumber, we just read, who they are being blinded, deceived by the God of this world. You see? Being what the wicked of the nation is, they're being deceived by the devil's miracles. They're being deceived by the particular things he's able to do on the left hand side. He's being deceived by it. So we're gonna get back to playing this clip so y'all can hear it. I'm gonna let it play out some before I pull in these scriptures.
Digital realm. Even recently, Chat GPT suddenly is starting to speak in demonic voices to people out there that are asking it questions. And that's, of course, because they're not speaking with familiar spirits. They're not speaking with their dead grandma, who they may be asking for a recipe for their broccoli casserole and saying, Grandma, could you send me down messages and send me down love? You're not supposed to be communicating with the dead. But they've normalized this. We see a lot of television shows that have normalized this over the years. In fact, we all know that New Age Christianity has brought this to the forefront, where they actually they actually condone this. They actually tell people out there to communicate with their dead mother or their dead sister, to bring crystals and altars into their home. These people don't have the slightest clue. And the Bible warns about this. So this man, back to the story, who was shot, spoke via AI in a courtroom. You can't make it up.
Now to this story.
Hey, it's Tony Robbins. I've had the privilege of the last 48 years to be obsessed by a question.
Story, the first of its kind for artificial intelligence. A Valley man killed during a road rage incident speaks in court from beyond the grave.
Yeah, it happened during the victim impact statements directed at the killer. Fox 10's Nicole Christine has the details tonight.
To Gabriel Horcasitas, the man who shot me. It is a shame we encountered each other that day in those circumstances.
Chris Pelkey's voice and likeness ringing out in a courtroom 3.5 years after his death. But how? We'll let Chris tell you.
I am a version of Chris Pelkey recreated through AI that uses my...
Now listen to this part, right? Because this is a part of those miracles that this nigga's doing. So listen to this part. This is the miracles he's doing with AI, because he wants you niggas to worship AI. He wants you to worship AI. He wants you to worship him. And he's doing these particular miracles through AI. Because a lot of times, it's a video I got to upload, but you had the Elon Musk, Neuralink dude's able to make YouTube videos with AI. You see, he's coupling it together with AI, showing you how AI is going to go. It's pretty much going hand in hand with this is leading to the implementation of the C-hip. The C-hip is going to be able to operate, move, do particular things based upon AI backing it. You see, you probably go to probably go through your door, you know what I'm saying, have AI unlock, particular things,
Picture in my voice profile.
The artificial intelligence generated video, an idea that initially came to Chris's big sister Stacy as she collected victim impact statements and prepared her own.
We received 49 letters that the judge was able to read before walking into sentencing that day. But there was one missing piece. There was one voice that was not in those letters.
So Stacy turned to her husband, Tim, and their friend, Scott Yenser, who together have been working with artificial intelligence technology for years. The process to bring Chris back, though, painstaking from a technological standpoint.
There's no tool out there that you can just go and say, here's a voice file, here's a picture, please make it come to life, and this is what I wanted to say. So they're scrounging and using this tool and that tool and this tool and this script and this audio and this image and trying to mash it all together and make a Frankenstein of love.
Then to decide what the real Chris would say.
I have my own thoughts and feelings about how much time I wanted the sentence to be. If I forgave the shooter or not. I have very definitive opinions about that. But it was important not to make Chris say what I was feeling and to detach and let him speak, because he said things that would never come out of my mouth, but I know would come out of his.
In another life, we probably could have been friends. I believe in forgiveness and in God who forgives. I always have, and I still do.
That message, one that moved Judge Todd Lang.
I love that AI. Thank you for that. I feel that was genuine, that his obvious forgiveness of Mr. Horcasitas reflects the character I heard about today.
Also moved was Chris's big brother, John, who, along with the rest of the family, Stacy chose not to tell about the AI video in order to get their genuine reaction.
There was something about seeing Chris and the man that I knew and the belief that I thought in my head that Chris would have forgiven this guy. But to see his face and to hear his voice say it, just waves of healing washed over my soul, because that was the man that I knew.
John commending his sister for bringing their beloved baby brother.
See, so you see what's happening? Which those are Edomites, but it's going to get to a point you're going to see a Jake say particular things, but, you're going to have that, and it's kind of been going on. You had that Alexa talking to your dead ones, summoning demons and stuff. You talking to a demon, but you see that Esau, he's got these people looking at AI with the ability as like looking at AI like as a god. You see what she said? She said, you trying to put all these particular things. She's like, it'll be nice if you could just hand this to somebody and just be like, here, some videos, some photos, voice recording, put together some scrap paper or whatnot and hand it to this individual, and they will be able to mash it together and bring what you want to life. And that's AI. You see? But as the nation of Israel, we're to go to the Lord for our problems, for our grief, You see? That's what we're supposed to do. As the Lord's woman, we're supposed to go to the Lord Yahweh Shai. So the ones that are not going to the Lord, it's not going to be too pretty for them. The Lord going to jack their ass up. And you see this with this damn deceitful tactic with this AI shit that Esau's using, man. You know?
We're back for a couple minutes.
And my sister did an exceptional job of detaching herself from her own opinions, her own desires, her own feelings on the matter, and put herself in Chris's shoes. What would Chris say if he were here? It was the beginning of empathy.
But Stacy says the process became easy.
In that court video, this has been years and years and years in the making, where they're normalizing this, and this is becoming the new norm, almost like they're doing with all the data that they have on us and building out digital twins. But if you haven't seen some of these clips, this is what they're doing, and this is not something that has anything to do with this computer type technology that you don't understand, that these people are smarter than you, that they're underneath the microscope and they got little wires and they're connecting them. This is spiritual. And everything that goes on in our world revolves through frequency and energy around us. And that's what witches do when they do these spells. They're using the energy of the earth. They're summoning spirits. They're doing these rituals that revolve around energy. They energy harvest. Well, what do you think this technology is running off of? Does anybody ever think about what this technology runs off of or energy harvesting? No, they don't. But this is literally witchcraft-like technology being used. And they want you to think when people like me say that.
And by him making that statement, that's how you know he watches the prophets. But Elder Mike Allah actually made a statement like this some time ago. He was speaking about CERN, when they had opened up CERN. He said, "You think they back there pulling a damn lawnmower generator?" Nah, man, they using some other shit, bro. They're not using no damn lawnmower generator. You know, they're not using cause that's what Pete, like he said, he made that point that you think they're using this and that. And my God, like he said that some time ago, man. You know, he said that. It opened my mind. I'm like, yeah, like what is it that this nigga's not using? He's using some different stuff, man. He's using left-handed energy, which we know it comes from Yahweh Shai through him using Satan, Satan on his left hand side, which Esau's a disciple of Satan, pretty much. We just read that in the Second Thessalonians. But that what the Lord, that what Esau's using to do these particular things, to do these miracles on earth, you know, with his technology and things like that. Because even with this Alexa, as you see, it came out in 2020. I remember when this came out some time ago. You know, they kind of died down on it, but then you know, you got this video of this damn nigga that's supposed to be this Edomite. He's supposed to be dead, but what? He's apologizing to his killer with artificial intelligence, pretty much. And this is gonna get people. Now I can talk to my granny. See, you gotta hear the Jake part, man. Cause what Jake said, that's the shit Jake be on, man. So I'm gonna skip to that part. Comment on this part too, right here. You see Moab, they tapping into it too. Technology. This dude created a little website, whatnot, app, right? And pretty much what's going on is he speaks about how that it brings him comfort, you see, to be able to hear his daughter's voice again, to be able to hear particular thing, to be able to talk. He literally talks to his artificial daughter every day. He sends her text messages as if it's a real individual. You already have people doing that now. It was an article that came out some time ago about a guy killing himself over his AI girlfriend. It's been a lot, man, of people drawing connections to his AI, to the point to where when Esau comes out with that seed, they're gonna be ready to take that stuff, man. They're gonna be ready to take it. Because why? Because the miracles they could obtain through it. I'm gonna be able to do this, I'm gonna be able to do that. Literally, I know Esau gonna have him as a perpetual slave. But and then on top of that too, Esau he's gonna have the system all crashed out. So Jake really gonna have no choice but to take it. But you know, Jake gonna be looking at it as a sense of salvation. It's gonna be able to do this, gonna be able to do that. And then seeing his AI stuff, what? I'm gonna be able to talk to dead relatives. Even when you go back to this part right here, this guy he made a point saying how pretty much You know, and I'm kind of summarizing some of it. You know, he made a point saying that pretty much, could you really ever be dead with this ability to do with AI? He's like, of course, right now, but you know, light years and years in front of us, many years in front of us, which we don't have. But he said many years in front of us, the point to where AI would get to, right? And then that's why I'm gonna pull this right here. All right. Mm, see. Hold on, I'm trying to find it. No flesh shall be saved. Come on, no flesh. I don't know why it's not popping up. Yep. Okay, I was in the right chapter. All right. So look at this right here. Matthew 24 and 22. And except those days shall be shortened, there shall no flesh be saved, but for the elect's sake, those days shall be shortened. Why? Because the mannerism of this nigga Esau, how he's operating in the earth, man, he gonna bring creation to the point to where fucking everybody's AI. That's what you see happening. He's gonna drive creation into the ground. Everybody's gonna be dead. They're gonna be AI, not even living. You see, no flesh gonna be saved, and that even goes into the animals. The animals gonna be AI, roboted, robot fucking dog running around, robot damn deer. You see, they have you got hell gates over the meat and stuff like that. The farmland, they talking about computer generated, computer printed meat. They replicate the fibers. You already got genetic modified foods. You know what I'm saying? GMO foods. That's one. They pretty much replicate the cells. They replicate the certain atoms or whatnot within the meat and recreate it with a computer generated printer. Because usually people use a computer generated printer. They either use it to make props or make like real life items. Which I've seen some do it. It's kind of cool. But Esau's talking about doing that shit with the meat. You eat some meat is compute. You got the same type enzymes, and this nigga in rulership is gonna bring forth the end, man. And that's the thing, man. These people can't see that. They cannot see that. They're being conditioned to lean on Esau. They're being conditioned to lean on Esau. Cause that's what I wanted to go into in this part. This part one, I want to talk about, they're being conditioned to lean on the Esau, right? So I'm gonna get this Jake part, then I'm gonna pull these couple more scriptures because it ain't much to talk about. You lean on Esau, you're gonna die. But I'm gonna pull scriptures back in it. So I'm gonna get this part, and I'll be done. Let me find it.
And that she won't be coming back. For him, at least, the technology goes some way in soothing his heartbreak.
Tony, we'll kick it off with you, baby.
I hear your voice today. I hear the songs being sung here. And I'm talking about voices because my talk of the table is about a controversial new feature from Amazon. I'm not going to tell you exactly why it's controversial. I just want to have you listen to a little kid ask Alexa to get a story read by Grandma. This was at a conference just recently. Take a look and then I'll explain.
Okay.
Alexa, can Grandma finish reading me The Wizard of Oz?
Okay. But how about my courage? Asked the lion anxiously. You have plenty of courage, I am sure, answered Oz.
This experience. Grandma in this scenario is no longer with us. And Alexa, with this new technology, you see why it's controversial.
Yeah,
I don't like it.
Alexa is creating anyone's voice.
So you can have your dead relative engage. I don't like
Why don't you like it?
I don't like
if you're a child and you're missing your relative and you want to hear that voice, why not?
That creeps me out. That doesn't creep you out. That creeps me out. When my mom died, I've saved the answering machine. Back in the day, we had answering machines.
Yeah.
So I saved the answering machine where she said, "This is Peggy King." He reached out.
A lot of people do that.
I've saved it.
Yeah.
And then I let it go. But to have her her voice reading like she's there is creepy to me.
But some people don't want to let that go. Some people want that to last
I
forever.
can understand that.
You see, she had an answer machine, which, if I'm not mistaken, I don't know exactly what it is, but pretty much, let's look it up. Answer machine. I heard my mom talk about it, so I don't know exactly what it is. What is an answer machine? Oh, it's a phone, type of phone. So I'm assuming when she had an answer machine, she used to play back recordings of her mom's voice. Because her mom passed, right? Well, now AI could have your mom, your grandma, your other relatives talk to you as if they're actually there, but they're not there. To fill that void, I guess you could say, or that pain that you might have felt. You see? So Esau's just showing you all these miracles he's able to do. I could bring back species. Shit, I could bring back a relative. Cause even when bringing back the species, man, niggas would think Esau, man, he might be able to resurrect so and so, man. He might be able to bring back Pac. He might be able to bring back Biggie. Do these particular things as if he's the most high. And then completely eliminate the Lord out of the equation. Like there's no power existing. Esau's the power of the earth. He's the God. You see, as you see Jake right here, he's talking about kid want to hear his, and that's how Esau does package it up to you too. He always wants to go with the sentimental. Yeah, the kids, what if they want to hear grandma? They ain't hear grandma. They get to talk to so and so. All this BS, man. It's all just galvanizing you to lean upon him, right? So we're gonna get this right here. This is Isaiah chapter 31, verse 1. Let me see if this one was. All right, let's go to back to the other chapter. It's Isaiah. This is Isaiah 31. It says, "Woe to the rebellious children," said the Lord Yahweh, "that take counsel but not of me, and that are covering with a covering but not of my spirit, that they may add sin unto sin." So like my bad. I was trying to make sure that I lost it. Read again. Isaiah 31. Woe to the rebellious children, talking about the Israelites, said the Lord Yahweh, that take counsel but not of me, and that cover with a covering but not of my spirit, that they may add sin to sin, which sin to sin is iniquity. And that's what you see them doing, right? With the spiritual Egypt, which is going to go into, you got Jake leaning upon Pharaoh, looking onto Pharaoh as the way out, the salvation, the deliverance. He's the way. He brought back my dad. He brought back my mom. He brought back my. And this is just the way Esau could do it. It's many ways. My mom was a paraplegic, and now she's not a paraplegic. I used to paint beautiful things. Now they could see my beautiful artwork. They don't got to look through braille or them themselves. It could be blind, whatnot. These are certain miracles that Esau's doing on earth that's going to have people comfortable with the next system, comfortable with being a part and being a part of the beast system, comfortable with showing their allegiance to their God, their God. That's a key word. Their God in their eyes, Esau. These are the particular things, because you seen how happy that family was to see their brother back talking. He's dead, but it wasn't enough. I need to hear his voice. You see? Keep going. It says Isaiah 30:2. They walked to go down into Egypt, and this is during the time of going to the northern kingdom. You know what I'm saying? They had a known they leaning upon Egypt. So you could tie that to here now. Spiritual Egypt, leaning upon Egypt, the resort of it. So this is Isaiah 32. They walked to go down into Egypt, have not asked in my mouth, to strengthen themselves in the strength of Pharaoh and to trust in the shadow of Egypt, which the shadow is what? It looks like the real thing, but it's not. So they trust in this false reality. You see, they trusting in this false God. You see, they trusting in the shadow of Egypt, man. They trusting in this illusion of a power that could do this, he could do that. illusion of a savior, illusion of choice, illusion of whatever, illusion of a whole bunch of bullshit here. Cause what is that? AI is the AI. You talking to your brother through AI that's dead. That's an illusion of you talking to your brother. That's not your brother. Like we just looked at it. That's what Esau's using that to summon demons. You talking to a demon. You ain't talking to your brother. You ain't talking to your sister. You ain't talking to your mother. You ain't talking to no family. You ain't hearing your little baby cry. You no. That's an illusion. You see? Same thing with the same thing with the paraplegic. It's an illusion that you can run. You ain't really able to run, man. It's an illusion. You got all this fucking wires hooked up to your ass. You got damn see up in you. You know? Keep going though, it says Isaiah 33. Therefore shall the strength of Pharaoh be your shame, and the trusted shadow of Egypt your confusion. You see? So it's gonna be a shame unto you. Right? So jumping down, let me see. It says to be unto you as a brazen wall and a birth. I think it's Isaiah 31. Or is it even in Isaiah 30? All right, well, we read that then. Let's get this revelation. Let's get this revelation. Revelation 13 and verse 14. 13, it says, Then he doeth great wonders so that he make a fire to come down from heaven on earth in the sight of men. Hiroshima and Nagasaki, that's when this happened, the atomic bomb. Says, and he deceiveth them that dwell on the earth by the means of those miracles which he had the power to do in the sight of the beast, saying to them that dwell on the earth that they should make an image to the beast which had the wound by the sword and did live. You see, so this what it's saying, deceiveth them that dwell on earth by the means of those miracles. We read it in Second Thessalonians. You see, they're going to be deceived by these miracles, these particular things that Esau's doing on the left hand side, replicating the right hand side. Because I like the fact that the Lord mentioned when he made fire to come down from heaven, because who is known to make fire that came down from heaven? The Lord did with who? With Elijah. When he had those men come after Elijah, casted down fire, he said, if I be a prophet of the Lord, a man of the Lord, have fire come down and kill these men. And that's what happened. It happened like, I think it like 3 times or 2 times. You see, even during the time of Sodom and Gomorrah, he had fire come down from heaven. You see? So these but what is this going to lead to? You being deceived by the miracle is going to lead to verse 16. And he called of all, both small and great, rich and poor, to receive, rich and poor and free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads. And if no man might buy or sell, save he that had the mark or the name of the beast or the number's name. So it's going to eventually lead to them taking a sea hip by them putting their trust in this devil, right? It's going to lead to them taking a sea hip by them putting their trust in the devil. So I'm going to read a little bit of the Second Thessalonians, and we're going to get ready to close out here soon. This is Second Thessalonians chapter 2. I want to read verse 4. It says, who exposeth and exalteth himself above all that is called God, which we see. That's what we see happening. He's trying to oppose, he's trying to sit in the seat of the Lord, which is going to say, or that is worshipped, so that he as God sitteth in the temple of God, showing himself he is God. And that's what he's doing. He's using AI to display his power that he has on the left-hand side, his miracles, the particular things he could do. He's using his blessing, the sword, to display his power, Hiroshima and Nagasaki, and now you got nuclear bombs, even more, uh, uh, uh catastrophic. You know what I'm saying? Even more deadlier than the atomic bomb. Even AI is part of his sword. He's using AI as a weapon. You know, all these particular things, him doing all this witchcraft, evil, you know what I'm saying? All this wickedness on the left hand side, miracles on the left hand side. You know, he's trying, and he's gotten to the point to where the Lord's got him thinking that he's the big bad wolf now. Which that's how the Lord created him. The Lord wanted him to be in this mannerism. He wanted him to be in this mindset, like we read in Romans 9. For this same reason have I raised thee up. So he wanted Esau to attain this level of understanding, and not to say he has become wiser than Daniel. On what, the left hand side? He done accumulated some wisdom on the left hand side. Look at the shit he doing, bro. We see it. Making family members talk through AI. You have the freaking he just revived a damn wolf, something like that, a species of wolf, which is that's not even that animal no more. That's a whole nother animal. But you see, he's doing these particular things. What's next? Humans. You know what's next? Humans. Now you merge a certain, you know what I'm saying, mixed gene, and you bring forth you rebirth a person that died. Resurrection. And then you take you take a portion of their brain, like the Black Mirror episode show. You take a portion of their brain, put particular memories, and give them like an artificial brain. So now the person's back in the fleshly body, and he has the neurons linked to the brain and all that, and he has all his memories, who he is, even how he died. So it ain't gonna just be a human or a robot. There's many shit this nigga trying to do, man. You see, and that's him. He's in. This is the spirit he's in. So I want to get this Revelation 14, right? Because for the ones that are trusting in this nigga, trusting in his blessing, trusting in his power that he's received from the Lord from the left hand side, thinking that this is like we just read in Isaiah 30, Job 20, Job 5. The Lord gonna disappoint this man. The Lord, he's not gonna be able to perform this new world. You know what? He's not gonna be able to access it. He's not gonna be able to do what he wants to do, which is to achieve the artificial version of the birthright. He want to achieve Godhead on earth. The Lord's not gonna allow him to do that. You see, so this is Revelation chapter 14. Right. Salakia. Peter finna die. Let me see. Is it? No, it's not Revelation 14. Yes, it is. Yeah, it's Revelation 14 and 9. It says, and the third angel followed him, saying with a loud voice, if any man worship the image, it's like if any man worship the beast and his image and receive his mark, and in his forehead or in his hand, Neuralink, see him in a hand, or anywhere, if you receive it anywhere, the same shall drink of the wine of the wrath of the Lord Yahweh by Shemavashai, which is poured out without mixture into the cup of his indignation, which indignation is righteous anger. So you're going to get the full brunt, man. And he shall be tormented with fire and brimstone in the presence of the holy angels and in the presence of the Lamb. You see? It's like, but you see, this is going to be the end result for those that trust in Esau's system. And Shalom Zaquan, this is going to be the end result for those that trust in Esau's system, man. You see, you trusting in Esau's system as the title go. You know, this is because I'm gonna do a 2-part. They are being conditioned to go to AI. You see, people being conditioned to go to AI. Esau, aka Esau, to see him as salvation, see him as the power, see him as the God on earth. To the point to where you got these, you know, like I said earlier, man. They looking at this AI, you know what I'm saying, and to be able to connect with dead relatives. What, you know, and that's just the beginning. You what, no telling what else they're thinking of AI could do. AI could do this. AI could do this for me. AI could give me a girl. Even when you watch that TV, I mean not the TV, that movie on Netflix with Megan Fox, where she's supposed to be a humanoid AI pretty much, and the dude fucks the humanoid AI, and here it is, she excuse my French, but she able to sense his levels and how she needs to do this and do that to make him more, to bring him to a point of him releasing. Bro, Esau, bro, it's all the Lord. Esau's already weaponized the woman against the man. It'll be easy for him to slide that in there where, well, shit, you don't even gotta have an actual woman. You could have a damn humanoid robot that it feels like a woman, it looks like a woman, and you could release into it, and you won't even get it pregnant. And it's gonna be a great servant. You see, and that could stop a lineage. Because it's not going to the actual earth no more. When I say earth, Eve, it's not going to earth no more. It's going to a damn robot. You see, like this nigga Esau, He's being looked at as the way out for particular things he could do. Esau could have. He's gonna have us be able to do this. We're gonna be able to do that. But hey, the Lord's according to scripture, Esau gonna try to do all these particular things, but according to the Lord, it's already written that this nigga gonna be taken out of the way. You see, and anybody that trusts in him will be taken out of the way too. And everybody's being conditioned to go down to this nigga while we're being conditioned to go up to Yahweh Shot. So, Lord, what I can get that part 2 out sometime this week. So I'm ended up saying, call Allah Yahweh Bahashim, Yahweh Shai, Bahashim Rachakodash. I'm going to get them honor to the apostles at a great millstone. Until I'm going to say Shalom.